Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another FACEIT League. I'm Rain. We're going to be here covering Fallen Destiny versus DhillDucks. This is in the Masters Division here. So thank you all so much for joining me for this one. I think that this is going to be a very fun series. I'm super excited to be here for this one. We are, of course, getting the map pick and the hero bands in, but I figure we might as well take a little look at Fallen Destiny, since it has been a quick minute since I got to cover this team, with there's so much talent in the Fallen Esports org. So, Fallen Destiny, we have Care and Risk on the DPS. AJMR tank, but with an asterisk, because again, this is a bit of a new roster for me, so it could potentially be the support as well. AJMR and Ginger, new to this roster since the last time that I casted them. Bron Jame on the support as well. So, definitely excited to get to see Care, Risk, and Bron Jame make their return here, and then excited to see what AJMR and Ginger Refill are going to be able to bring to the league, or to the series here. I'm taking a look at our match lobby here. It looks like we do have a bit of a delay. It says that this match is on hold, so hopefully that's going to get sorted very quickly here. Looks like it actually has been pushed back 15 minutes. Okay, well, gonna be honest, I don't think that I have enough content to yap for 15 whole minutes here. But at least I did get to introduce the roster for you guys, and let me take a little look at the way that they have been shaking out in the matches so far, and we'll see how much time we can burn off this 15-minute delay that did just come through. So we, let's see, I can share this, I believe. There we go. Maybe. Face it. Thinking about it. But since this is the Masters Division, it does mean that there is, quite a bit of opportunity to reschedule, where the Masters Division is round robin. So, teams can pretty much, I think, reschedule their matches whenever they want. They know ahead of time what teams they're going to be playing against. So here we go. Yeah, we'll take a look over at the stats here for the side of Fallen Destiny. So, like I mentioned, got to cover this league a little bit in the last season, in Season 7. And yeah, you can see here that despite if you're coming here from the open, advanced, or expert division, you'll probably note that we're quite deep into the season here, so only having a one-war score line might seem a little odd, but again, that round robin here. So lots of matches on the book here for Fallen Destiny, and you can see that they have already played a couple of matches here, winning out against Wink 3-1, and losing to Team Z in a 3-0 fashion here. So we'll see how it's going to go for them against the DhillDucks. We can take a look over at the DhillDucks as well. I do believe that I have their stats open here. Overview, of course. Here we go, the league. So they've played a decent amount more matches compared to Fallen. And you can see that, yeah, 3rd to 4th placement here. So this is a pretty high up in the standings team. Of course, you would expect nothing less from the DhillDucks. And yeah, quite a decent amount of matches to be played here. They notably did also lose to Team Z, but in a 5-map banger. So a little bit of a closer series there for them. But definitely think that this is going to be a tough match for Fallen Destiny, but definitely not impossible. Fallen has been looking pretty good, I think, despite, you know, not winning out against Team Z. Definitely seems to be kind of one of the favored teams here. So since I've had a chance to kind of go over the standings and everything, I am going to throw it back to the starting soon screen. Stick around for another, I'd say 5-6 minutes, and then we should have some map picks and some hero bands, and we'll get back into things. Yeah, so thank you so much for your patience, and we'll be back super soon. All right, take number 2 here. We're back with the Fallen Destiny versus DhillDucks match here in the FACEIT Masters Division. We did have a little bit of a delayed start here. The match did get pushed back 15 minutes, so thank you so much to everybody that stuck around for that. And if you're just joining, welcome. You have not missed anything yet. It is going to be Fallen Destiny that gets to select the first map here. It will, of course, be a control map. We do already know what map we're going to, so that bodes well, I think, for not another delay happening here. So it is going to be a Lijiang Tower up first for our best of 5 here. No surprise to anyone, I don't think. And to go along with this Lijiang Tower map selection, does seem like we're going to be having a Lucio ban come out from the side of Fallen Destiny. Interesting. I like to see the Lucio ban on map number 1, where it does really throws off the tempo, where especially control points, Lijiang Tower, you're really expecting usually to be running that Lucio Kiriko backline. So not having the Lucio in the mix here is definitely going to shake things up a little bit for map number 1. So this does, of course, mean that DhillDucks are not going to ban out a support here. They're going to have to go for a ban over onto the tank or onto a DPS hero. So once we get the lineups finalized here, we'll be able to find out if they went for a tank or a DPS ban here. I think that taking the Lucy out of the mix here, we can either expect to see kind of the Kiri Wooyoung, Juno Brig has been having a moment as well, and of course Jetpack Cat, which I hadn't been seeing a whole lot of, but maybe now that Crazy Raccoons have kind of shown what they can get done with it, maybe we're going to start seeing some more of it from these teams over in the West. But honestly, I think that there's definitely a bit of an opening here for some different supports to be played when you do take that Lucio out of the mix here. So we will have to see. I do anticipate that at some point we will probably see one of these diva bands come out, where she has been pretty strong. Definitely been seeing a lot more Hazard recently though as well. So depending on of course on what these teams are most comfortable playing with, they'll have some bans to go forward for not just this map but for the next couple of maps as well. And where this is the round robin, teams haven't played each other yet, but the Masters Division teams are probably fairly well acquainted with one another. So we'll have to see, again, what DhillDucks are going to end up banning out here. Still finalizing the lineup. I suspect that the players might not all quite be ready, but there we go. It is going to be the lineup finalized here, and it is going to be a tank ban for the side of DhillDucks. They are going to go ahead and ban out the Zarya. So no Zarya, no Lucio here for map number 1. So we'll see what these teams end up on. I do think that the Diva definitely looking like a pretty good option now with that Zarya out of the mix here. I do think that the Hazard also still potentially playable here. The defense matrix does just eat up so much of that damage, including the utility that the Hazard has, not only the jagged wall, but that spike guard can be eaten up as well, and especially if you're relying on that spike guard to give you some lifesteal, it can make it really, really hard to take on the Hazard, or onto the Diva as a Hazard. So alright, I think we're ready to get into things here. I'm just going to swap the sides. We are going to have the DhillDucks over on the blue team. Update that. Alright, Lijiang Tower, map number 1. Let's head into it here. Is going to be a garden to start out. And looks like with that Lucio ban in the mix, potentially we are going to get to see some of that Jetpack Cat. Both teams over on this Diva as well. Looks like it is going to be Ginger on the tank, so I did have that backwards. Apologies. It is going to be HAMR over on the support here. The TP out for the side of Fallen Destiny. It's going to be the speed ring out for the side of DhillDucks, and immediately Risk is being transported into the air, courtesy of this Jetpack for. Force out some cooldowns here. I like that. You don't use the turret form until that Suzu has been found out. Redix on the Jetpack Cat is going to end up being taken down here. Gets taken out though as Karmaz does find AJMR here. So that Kiriko out of the mix is going to be very hard for Braun James to keep everybody on Fallen Destiny alive and well. But you still have the Bastion on your side to work with. But as I say that, it is going to be risk falling down into the pond there. And that's going to be the first flip going the way of the DhillDucks. To see if the Fallen team are going to stick on this Bastion. Does look like Risk wants to run it here. Sometimes it feels like it might just be nice for a little bit of kind of a surprise factor here. With Soul overrun this Cassidy as well, it's going to be tricky to get the value that you're really looking for from this, let's call it the helicopter, I guess. But here it is. Nice times to do from Frothy. Billy is going to keep Snow alive and well. Ooh, and that's going to be just enough to take Risk out of the mix here. Timing on that engagement with the Bastion and the Jetpack Cat, not quite finding what it needs for the side of Fallen Destiny. Nobody else from the team really able to kind of push in on that. So nice job from the side of DhillDucks to stabilize here. And now the Meow Noon coming up. It's going to be Risk and Braun James just flying away from things. And will manage to wait out that Deadeye. Meanwhile, on the point though, it's numbers falling here for the side of Fallen Destiny. And now it's well above 50% for DhillDucks. Just committed that high noon in, so you're going to be building up to some of these other ultimates. You can see that on the side of Fallen Destiny, it's going to be these DPS all coming online first. Care on the Tracer, trying to push in, make some space. Not quite timed with Ginger's engaged here, but the D.Va has lots of defense matrix to stay alive through that. Karmaz, of course, does not care about that defense matrix. It is going to be the Kitsune rush on the point here for the DhillDucks, right through that white room. And although it is going to be that artillery strike committed, doesn't connect onto anything. And 90% here, looking a little dicey for Fallen Destiny to get another touch. It's probably going to have to be Braun James on this Jetpack Cat. Does get the Bastion over. Overtime has been triggered. Ooh, actually ends up breaking that. So it's Karmaz is going to be alive on the point. Still not caught off by that cat now. Something played. Just goes shy of the target. Here's this bomb on the point from Ginger. Not going to be able to get back into the mech, however, and that should pretty much be it for this one. It's going to be DhillDucks picking up Garden 100% to 0 here. And looking very put together with this D.Va plus Vendetta combo. I think that the Jetpack Cat also just the timing kind of a little bit more in sync with the engagements that are coming in from the rest of DhillDucks. But see if Fallen are going to be able to pull it together as we head into Night Market here.
Make sure you follow.
Looks like they're going to stick on the same composition. Care on the sim. Karmaz also on the sim here, so we'll have to see if it's going to just be TP out. It does look like that's what it's going to be for Care and for Karmaz as well. So yeah, just a little bit of a TP. And then it's going to be back over onto the Vendetta and the Tracer respectively here. Fallen Destiny still rolling with this Bastion in the sky. Hey, there's the timing that they needed. Great engagement there. Care's going to be able to follow up on that damage. And the Bastion just flying away into the sky. Excellent stuff here for Fallen Destiny. Not out of the fight just yet, though. Point has opened up now. Just going to watch Care cap this point up. As I'm going to look at Ginger, and they're also going to try and cap the point up. All right. It is going to be the Jetpack Cat and the Bastion just kind of on the side here. We're going to get the Jetpack Cat and the Cassidy just kind of rolling in through. The damage done to the side of Fallen Destiny. The follow-up not quite there, though. You don't get the Tracer to really kind of spill in on these, like, low targets. So it is going to be a free flip coming over for DhillDucks, but this is going to be Fallen coming back in with a vengeance here, and a measly percentage here for the DhillDucks, 8%, and that is going to be the team kill coming through. Fallen Destiny back in control, and oh, okay. Going to actually bring Ginger back to the spawn so that the D.Va can swap, get the mech back, and get back into the fight. Yeah, you'll love to see it, honestly. And all the while, as it's the regroup that's coming through for DhillDucks, they're actually looking for the Diva. They're wondering where Ginger had gone. Bastion back in the sky here this time. Risk does have this artillery strike to work with as well. Both Zuzu and TP forced out of Frothy Billy. Is Risk going to be able to find anything with that? No. But it does split the members of DhillDucks quite a bit. Back very low, and now the 3 is going to end up getting taken down there. So this is an opportunity now for DhillDucks to push back into the fight. They wait out the Kitsune rush from AJMR, and then it's full speed ahead. Really well played for the DhillDucks. Good patience. Ooh, okay, a little aggressive though, and actually AJMR kind of finding that kill onto Karma is probably not what DhillDucks were expecting there.
Bad guys.
Skull does have this Deadeye ready to go, and even without the Vendetta here, DhillDucks are able to hold so much space because Risk and Bronjame are in the back line trying to spawn Camp Karma as it doesn't quite work out for them. Red X very, very low, does end up falling. And that's going to be actually the opening here for Fallen Destiny to start pushing forward. The bomb forced out here. It does look like Baz is going to be able to get back into the mech. Flip though. Oh, nearly picked up because he's a rush on the point here from Frothy Billy, but not the toe on the point fast enough here. So that is going to be a flip going the way of Fallen Destiny. Catnap in. Does Red X catch anybody? Yes, the Bastion now gone here. Bronjame does get taken down. Nice beat on the pulse bomb there from Baz. And this looks like it's going to be another quick flip back for the side of the DhillDucks. And yes, it used the bomb that's committed in from the side of Ginger as well. So 77% here for Fallen Destiny. We're going to have the Kitsune Rush and the Artillery Strike coming online. Snow lurking with this Deadeye. They're going to run right into the Jetpack Cat and the Bastion. Excellent timing on that ultimate. Good read on what Risk and Bronjame have been playing pretty much this whole Night Market map. So that's going to be a nice quick fight win here for the side of the DhillDucks. They do have the Sundering Blade still working in their favor. Karma's really just waiting for the engagement here to go in with that. Once you see a commit in from the side of Fallen Destiny, and cooldown moves, that's when you're going to be able to pop this Sundering Blade. Here is the Artillery Strike in. Doesn't quite connect onto anything. There's the Sundering Blade on the point. So much damage onto Ginger. They've just been having such a hard time staying in the spec. Numbers on the point though, and now overtime triggered here. Fallen Destiny have to stay on this point. The sport's still alive, but that is going to be pretty much it. Overtime dwindling now. It's just Bronjame. A Diva Bomb and a wave in celebration from Baz here. Overtime gone, and that is going to be point number 1 going to the DhillDucks. Update this in our scoreboard here. You know, I like the Bastion Jetpack Cat, but unfortunately for Fallen Destiny, I think that it's just a great adjustment that was made from the side of DhillDucks. You know, more playing Snow kind of in the sky here rather than the ground Cassidy, and it's just a little bit too much for Fallen Destiny to handle. But definitely is kind of an interesting strategy to be running with, where you're sending kind of all in on this flank, meaning that it's a lot of pressure really onto your Bastion and your Jetpack Cat to be finding those picks. Because if you're not, your team is not going to be winning out in that front line. But it did seem that they were winning out on some of those fights. So we'll see if that continues to be a composition that Fallen Destiny want to play. I don't know that they will run it now that the Lucio ban is kind of off the table. Although that being said, one of these teams could still ban out the Lucio. But Fallen Destiny is going to be in control of map number 2 here. So they do have the opportunity to pick whatever mode that they like, and then the maps from that mode. So we do know that we're going to be going to a push map, and I think what has quickly become kind of the favored push map, it is going to be Runasapi up for map number 2. And immediately we do already have the ban coming in for the side of Fallen Destiny as well, and they are going to opt to ban out the Tracer here. So that does of course mean that it's over to a tank or a support ban for the DhillDucks. Getting the lineups finalized here, and they have gone for a ban on to the Junker Queen. So interesting. We have the lobby ready to go, getting the invite in here, so should be heading into things fairly quickly. Runasapi, map number 2. There is still time here for Fallen Destiny to try and turn things around. Best of 5, so it's going to be a first to 3. W face it. Indeed. Alright, so of course Lucio is back on the table now, so we will have to see if these teams swap back over onto the Lucio. I do expect that we will be seeing it rather than that jetpack cat, and it really does come down to that kind of frontline pressure that I was mentioning. If you have a Lucio, you're going to be able to win out in the frontline duels a lot faster than if you have Lucio versus a jetpack cat. So we'll see here. It looks like it's going to be the Lucio Kiriko backline for both of these teams. Looks like the Fallen Destiny team want to kind of go back over to this Zarya Vendetta comp that I think definitely is still in a very strong spot. I like seeing it paired with the Emre as well, where that Tracer is banned out. So I think that this is going to make a lot of sense for them. We'll see how they're going to run with it. On the side of the DhillDucks, it's going to be Mauga here, and Karmas is actually over on the Pharah as well. So we don't have a whole lot of pressure to be put on this Pharah. C4, of course, care on that Emre, which can do a lot of damage. Pip aggressively in, does end up getting the bubble, but going to find an opening kill. Does force out quite a bit of cooldowns though, including that shout from Baz. So trades coming through on either side, but right now it is still favoring the DhillDucks. If you're Fallen Destiny, you need to find another pick quickly, and losing both your supports doesn't look like you're going to be able to turn the tides of this fight. Snow with that railgun onto Karen. Now it is just going to be a late kill, actually, onto Ginger, who does take Redix down with them. Oh no, the TP in from AJMR! Oh, that's very unfortunate for the Kiriko for the side of Fallen Destiny. And that's going to be progress regained here on the card for DhillDucks. A bit of space. There will be an opportunity, of course, for Fallen Destiny to get a recontest before this checkpoint comes through. Ginger is going to move over on to this D.Va now, and I think that that's the right call. You're up against Pharah, you're up against Mauga. There's a lot of damage that needs to be eaten, and I think that this will really help burn down Baz on this Mauga if that's what you intend to have here do. Wow, the checkpoint actually went through there. Somehow the contest didn't come through for the side of Fallen Destiny. So now it's going to be the DhillDucks with the forward spawns here, and they're just going to absolutely back up. They are happy to take that. So now it's a matter of just kind of waiting things out. You have the Pharah, you have the Sojourn, you have all the poke damage in the world to work with. You can force Pip to go in for this engagement. Doesn't have the bubble to work with anymore, so it's going to be so hard for this Vendetta to survive through these fights. There is the T-Mech on to Ginger as well. And it looks like it's just going to be a re-engage here for the side of DhillDucks. Pip does manage to find the kill on the Frosty Billy. He had that Kitsune rush ready to go, but Baz is still alive in this fight, and yeah, unfortunately for Fallen Destiny, that is going to spell disaster for them. So, it's this bot moving forward still consistently for DhillDucks. And they have so many ults to work with as well. Ginger's gonna swap over and match the Mauga now. We do have Care that has this override protocol to work with, but there's so much on the side of DhillDucks to work with. It's gonna be hard to win out this next fight. You might, but you don't have a whole lot of space either, so you really do want to try and win a fight here and get the forward spawns at least away from DhillDucks. Of waiting for this damage to come in. Care's gonna go in with that override protocol. Does find one immediately onto Karmas. Redix gets the beat out though, and it connects onto the other core. Soul manages to trade things out here, but it is still looking pretty good for Fallen Destiny. As I say that, Redix just gonna do the drive-by. One more for Redix. Full celebration crouch here. Despite that Kitsune rush being in the favor of Fallen Destiny, it is going to be more progress on this bot for the DhillDucks, and they're just getting as much as they can, and they're going to probably back up a little bit here. But they have those forward spawns, so they might not have to. Nice stickers in, actually, as Pip is over on this Echo now. Here's the cage, and the beat doesn't connect on to Ginger here, but Braun does manage to connect on to the other support members of Fallen Destiny. Falling very, very though. Braun still running. This payload has been pushing all the way to the bot, nearly at the end now, and it just does not seem like this map is going to be able to be turned around here. Ginger does find the kill onto the barraging Pharah, but that will be it. Sub 4-minute Runasapi here for this second map in this series, and DhillDucks are going to set themselves at a match point now. Very, very impressive stuff. Fallen Destiny, I don't think that they got a meter on the board. That's going to be a tough one to come back from. Not impossible, but yeah, that's going to be fairly upsetting here. So they will, once again, be in control of the map pick here. And they know immediately where we're going to go. So like I mentioned before, they do have control over whatever map type we go to as well. Which I do think can really change the tempo of things, whereas going from kind of control into push, or even control into flashpoint, it's still very kind of like heavy aggressive, fast-paced compositions that seem to be favored. So they are going to try and slow things down a little bit for this map number 3. We will be heading over to Havana, and of course, where this is now going to have to be a reverse sweep for Fallen Destiny, this does mean that even if they win out Havana here, the next 2 maps are going to be back-to-back map picks for the side of DhillDucks if Fallen Destiny manage to win them. So we are going to see what they're going to have out for bans here. Looks like Fallen Destiny are going to ban out Genji. So I expect this might be a protect ban onto the DPS. Maybe you move back over onto the Bastion composition. I don't know what else you could possibly be kind of protected. I don't anticipate that we're going to be seeing the Genji on Havana. So we'll have to see what they end up doing. I don't know that you'd be able to necessarily run the Bastion with the jetpack CAD here. Whereas Havana is a much more kind of straight lines compared to Lijiang Tower. You're not going to have as many kind of angles to flank on. So we'll see if they do want to opt to run that. We'll have to see also what DhillDucks have banned out in response. We're getting the lineups finalized here. Honestly, it seems like there's going to be quite a bit of kind of matching in the support line and in the tank line, so it's going to be hard to really kind of go for a target onto Fallen Destiny, but maybe this means that DhillDucks just need to find a ban that's going to help them with the comp they want to run. And we're actually going to see the second Lucio ban of the series come out here, so that also will lend itself into this comp being, or this map being played a little bit slower. So I think that Fallen Destiny took us to Havana to opt into that, and DhillDucks are just kind of doubling down on to that more poke, a little bit more relaxed pace here. So we'll see what these teams are going to bring out. Havana, potentially our final map in this series. It would be devastating. I would definitely love to see some more maps from these two teams. It's really fun to get to watch these Masters Division games and all their shenanigans. Alright, we are going to have the DhillDucks on the defense first. I'm gonna have Pauline subbing in on that support line. Anticipating a double flex support here for the side of the DhillDucks. On the side of Fallen Destiny, no subs in, and they will be on the attack first. So we'll take a look at what we're going to have for the DhillDucks. And Pauline is going to be subbed in to play that Ana. Karmas is back over on this Vendetta as well. Looks like Pip might go for the match. Maybe a little surprising for me to see, but, you know, I am but a lowly Masters player. It's very long sight lines to work with here, so we'll see probably a lot of kind of like hiding around corners for these Vendettas, not going for those kind of hard engages that we were seeing with the Zarya Vendetta comp previously, and it's going to be more of a kind of a Yeah, basically, surprise, there's a giant sword in your face composition. But it does look like Fallen Destiny are going to be looking to go for some of those harder engages where you do have Ginger over on this Zarya once again. Not something I necessarily expect to see on Hibana. The Juno Brig backline as well is still going to give you some form of speed to work with. Alright. Pip going for that initial engage, trying to make some space here for Care on this Emre. Spots out Karmez, and shield bash in from Braun Jane as well, but so much mobility for the Vendetta. Karmez will get out alive. Soul somehow still alive with a sliver of HP. Excellent engage onto that high ground. Of course, the TP out of Frothy Philly, and DhillDucks are falling very, very low here. It is going to be the D-Mech coming through onto Baz, so essentially without a tank right now. But Karmez taking down Braun Jane is going to be massive. It's just an interesting little kind of fight happening in a very small room over here, and it is going to be Fallen Destiny coming out on top of that one. Pauline is in a bit of a dangerous spot right now, but I don't think that Fallen Destiny are actually aware that she's there. Okay, well now they are, but it's just far enough away now that it won't be much of an issue. Baz making a swap over onto the Winston, so off of that D.Va, the Zarya beam of course just going right through that defense matrix, and the Brig, honestly everything kind of going through that defense matrix. Engage in from Pip is going to force DhillDucks to back up a little bit here. Karmez is in quite deep and gets punished as soon as I look at them. Care on this Emre is looking up this ult very, very quickly, and well, it looks like Fallen Destiny has been able to cap up this first point. Team kill coming through for them. That means that they're going to be able to get themselves set up on this high ground. No contest coming through from the DhillDucks just yet, but they do have the Nano ready to go. I expect we see that go over onto Baz, but you could also give it on to Soul, who has this Silver Clock coming online. Going to be this Override Protocol out first. That Nano did go over on to Baz, who's doing damage in the backline. Everybody from the side of DhillDucks more just kind of splitting against Care, so Override Protocol not quite finding anything, and he actually will be taken down. It's going to be a rally committed in here from Braun James. There's no TPS alive for the side of Fallen Destiny to really get the kills, but this is good stabilization, and it does get the Kitsune rush out from Frothy Philly. But now it's the high ground in control of DhillDucks, so it's going to be a challenge here for Fallen Destiny to try and push into this, especially considering Soul does have this overclock ready to go. HAMR with the orbital ray onto the point. Oh, it's a quick disengage from DhillDucks, but Snow is in the sightlines of HAMR, so that overclock going to be out of this next fight. Baz falling quite low as well. Pip, whoa, gotta find that overhead kill onto Karmez. Care does end up getting traded out though, so you aren't going to have that Emre alive for this next fight to really do a lot of that kind of poke damage in. Pip's going to try and take quite a bit of space, but yeah, I like the quick disengage here. It's all about the mobility with this Vendetta. You don't have to stick around for a really long time. Oh, the grab onto Snow still manages to get a kill onto Pip, so it's a trade here. Moving forward, still Karmez looking for the nice Sundering Blade, but it's a disengage from the side of Fallen Destiny. We won't find any damage with that, but Fallen Destiny very split right now. Baz trying to capitalize on that. Gets HEMR for their troubles. It's a little bit late to try and get the kill here. Is going to be able to get a little revenge though. Snow finding Care out again. Unfortunately, Emre not able to stay alive in a lot of these fights. Karmez getting the benefit of the Nano, looking to push in aggressively. He's now out of the sightline of the supports, but you know what? Just do damage and you don't need to worry about getting the kills. Good restraint, not pushing too far in to try and get that kill on Braun Jane. And now, it's another reset here. Snow is going to be over on the Cassidy now, so off of that Sozer. And, oh my goodness, comboing with Frothy Philly to just delete him. Unfortunate for Fallen Destiny, as now it's going to be another forced regroup here. They do have some ults coming online. They're taking so much damage. Although the Emre will have a little longer sightline, or longer kind of damage range than the Cassidy, it's still a lot of damage. Nice rally here from Braun James. He's going to be met once again with this rush from Frothy Philly. And yeah, you drop your shield for a second and you're going to pay for it, and that is going to be be another fight win here for the DhillDucks. Until set up on the high ground. Build up to this Primal Rage and still building up to that Deadeye as well. There's lots here for the side of Fallen Destiny to work with, but they have not been able to find a way in without being split in their rotation. The speed ring in, looks like HMR wants to use Array. It is going to be normal Array, but again, the rotation just not quite fast enough, and it is going to be Care falling. Soul does get traded out, so with 60 seconds left, it's going to be an even numbers fight on the point. It's going to be the Mega House back picked up. Karma still ends up paying for it, though. Now, it is going to be a numbers advantage for the side of Fallen Destiny, but yeah, this Primal Rage coming out is just going to ensure that this payload is not gaining much space. Baz, oh, just absolute target on to Care. Pip does end up falling as well. The headshot coming through for the Cassidy. And it just feels like every fight has just been one pick after another for the DhillDucks. Constantly having to respond with these picks if you are the side of Fallen Destiny. Care, as the override protocol is looking for it. A Nano and a Deadeye in response. You are not going to be able to get any progress with that. Absolute denial. There's the grab in onto the high ground. Oh, Pip arriving just in time. Going to be very, very low, but the heals are there from Pauline and Frothy Philly, and Frothy Philly still has the 6-man rush ready to go. Here's the Thundering Blade as well. Karmaz gonna find anything with it. Is doing a whole lot of damage on the point, though. Ends up getting taken down. Bronte with this rally, a very clutch timing here. Not gonna have that Kitsune rush to negate it this time around. Big little footwork here, but it's still going to be the DhillDucks with the numbers advantage here, with the spawn advantage, and they will shut down that payload just before Fallen Destiny pick up that second point.
Score 0-1. Switching sides.
All right, Fallen Destiny now
Initiating match.
have a very clear line that cannot be crossed. They need to, honestly, they need to get a decent amount of time off the clock on the very first point of Havana. I think they have to anticipate that they might not be able to full hold. I think that this DhillDucks team is just very, very put together. They're really good at punishing any little mistake that comes through. And unfortunately, a lot of that is coming through in kind of these rotations. All right. HMR thinking. Is it going to be the Ana? It is going to be the Ana. Maybe. Ana, you don't have that much mobility. Yeah. All right. The Ana and the Jetpack Cat. Pip is going to be back over on this Bastion as well. I wonder if DhillDucks are aware. Well, now they're very aware that there's going to be a Bastion. Probably just heard this coming out as it's going to be, yeah, immediate swaps here, recognizing how to counter this out. It's the double sniper and then Baz over on this Bastion. Or sorry, Baz over on this D.Va to deal with the Bastion. Ooh, okay, but you still got to be worried about Care. Okay, still very worried about Care. He's going to be able to take that headshot on to the Emre here, so this is good if you are DhillDucks. You're gonna have much better spawns here. Headshot! Oh! AJMR very lucky. Yeah, looking fully charged up. Yana's still peeking though. AJMR very, very brave. And so far, DhillDucks have not been able to displace this Bastion. I know that that slash from Karmaz does momentarily take down the Bastion to the ground, but it's gonna be really that makes the biggest difference here. Nice feed on to the sleep dart. Zoning out AJMR, who is dropped down onto this low ground, so yeah, very easy target now for the DhillDucks team. I'm just gonna go ahead and stagger AJMR out just a little bit. Alright, it is going to be some immediate swaps here for the side of Fallen Destiny. Pip over on to this Vendetta. It's going to be the Break Juno backline once again, and Ginger recognizing Baz is still on this D.Va. Make the swap over to the Zarya. Baz in a bit of trouble. They've used the boosters already. Has them once again. He's gonna get chased down very much here by Pip. This D-Mech is gonna be massive. Ooh, okay, has the bomb though, so is going to be able to get the remech. Now it's just a matter of everybody else on DhillDucks needs to live. And finding a kill onto the opposing tank, also a very good option here. Care, the very sneaky Emre. Takes down the Widow, takes down a lot of pressure here, and you can see Care is not even concerned about Baz on this Evo whatsoever. Pauline gonna find that final throw though, and that was kind of footwork here from Baz. Gets the nano as well. Excellent timing there from Pauline. Oh, the bubble just in time to keep AJMR alive, but Braun James falling victim to the bloodthirsty support of DhillDucks here. Halo still moving forward. There is a chance for the Destiny team to push forward, but already Ginger so low, has to use the bubble, and with that Kitsune Rush committed in from Frothy Philly, I just don't think that you have another recontest here. No, it's not going to be the touch coming through, and this is going to be a very messy cleanup. Pip has to die on the point, and honestly, you just need to kind of reset here if you're Fallen Destiny. Take one for your troubles, mayhaps, but yeah, that's going to be a lot of progress here on the cart for the side of DhillDucks. Paz has another bomb ready to go already. Karmez with this Sundering Blade as well. Both these, there's a lot of ults, honestly, for Fallen Destiny to work with here. It's just a matter of getting a little bit of space to work with, not getting kicked off before you're able to pop one of these ults. Bubble in. Ooh, a nice little bit of engage there from Saul. Here's the Sundering Blade in for Fallen Destiny. Yeah, it's directly onto Pauline. You've got no movement cooldowns if you're that Ana. You've got to be the target of that one. It is going to be a bit of a contest on the point here as well, and it seems like this is going to be the fight win that Fallen Destiny really needed Pip on this. Vendetta doing so much damage, trying to chase down Baz as well, but the D.Va's a little bit too speedy for that. And that's really big here for Fallen Destiny to be able to win that fight out, just use the Sundering Blade. However, you gotta be worried about both these DPS ultimates from the side of DhillDucks, and Baz again has that bomb probably for the remake, but you never know. Oh, it's gonna be this orbital right in. Baz with a little bit of an angle here. Is gonna be Karmez on the point. Doesn't quite get away from AJMR on this Kuno though. Another fight win here for Fallen Destiny. Been cycling up their ultimates, but a little bit too aggressive. Really wanted to get a staggered kill. And it's going to be Pip ending up playing for that one. And now, if you're the DhillDucks, you have an opportunity to come into this fight very, very quickly. Baz, though, maybe a little too quick. Can't take that high charge Zarya on, head on. Grab out from Ginger, but it doesn't connect. Oh, unfortunate, and now it's going to be a Nano D.Va in the backline. Running out the rally here from Braun James, falling very low. Nice bubble to keep the bring low momentarily, and then the break is taken down. And I mean, that should just be it. It is not quite a team kill here. Care is going to be the closest one for the side of Fallen Destiny. Playing Guardian to this door. Payload approaching, and it's going to be the Sundering Blade in. Doesn't connect on. A bit of a zoning ult, perhaps. High ground control in favor of Soul here. Ginger has been demacked, and yeah, the Sundering, or the Override Protocol taken down here. It is just a matter of time for DhillDucks to cap this up, and they will do just that. It is going to be the DhillDucks taking a 3-0 here against Fallen Destiny. Very strong control and push map. A little bit more fight here on Havana. But just, yeah, really, really impressive stuff from the DhillDucks. I'd expect nothing less from this team. Yeah, really good, decisive kind of action at the beginning of every single fight. They knew when they could catch Fallen Destiny off on those rotations, which I really do think was kind of the biggest impact in a lot of those fights that DhillDucks were able to win. And then Fallen Destiny just getting a little bit too over aggressive in a couple of situations, and when you're playing at this kind of like top level, you're gonna get punished for it so quickly. So unfortunately, Fallen Destiny not going to pick up a map against the DhillDucks this time, but definitely a fun one to get to watch, and definitely lots of things that they can take from this match going into the rest of the season. Because of course this was just match number 3 for Fallen Destiny, so they still have many more games to be played in this Masters Division season. So congratulations to DhillDucks for picking up the win on this this match, and I hope to see Fallen Destiny bounce back in the next one. But that will be it for today. We just had the one match here, so thank you all so much for tuning in, supporting Fallen Esports, and we will look to see you in the next one.